star and the solar system as we were doing in the last two sessions also. So today is the third session of this chapter. Right. So before going to the topic, let us find out what Swiflearn is, as you already know about Swiflearn till now, right? Okay. So let us find out what is Swiflearn. Swiflearn is the India's most sincere learning destination for classes 1 to 10. Okay, so it is India's most sincere learning destination because we try harder, right? So what do we get actually in Swiflearn? So all the classes in Swiflearn are 100% live and interactive classes. Okay, so whatever type of doubt or confusion you have regarding the topic, you can ask it in the class only, and the teacher will explain everything in the classes, right? So secondly, what we have is we give the personalized attention to each and every students in our batches, because our batches consist of maximum number of 6 students. That is also very much helpful for us, so that we can keep an eye on the student, to each and every student, how they are progressing, how they're actually in which topic they are lagging in, how they're doing their work and homework, as well as how they're performing in the class. So everything is tracked by the teacher, and the student can ask or clear each and every doubt in the classes only. So it is very easy going, right? Okay, now coming to the third feature which we have is a very good academic mentor team we have, who continuously keep a track on the students progress. So again, how you are doing in the classroom, how you are performing in the different test series, as the different test in the Swiflearn, as well as the school test, and in which topic you were lagging, which topic you were already prepared for going for the school exam. So everything is tracked by the academic mentor team, and accordingly you will get the feedback, so that you will be able to understand where you are standing, and obviously you will be able to improve yourself, right? So coming to the fourth thing, which is again very important, that is we cover the syllabus as per your school examination schedule, and also we handle the custom request. So what type of custom request? Like you have certain chapter which is going on in your school, and you are having it in the half yearly or the final exam, right? So you can give us those topic, and you can tell us to do those topic first, and then we will do it first, and then we'll go to the next topics, right? So it will help you to prepare completely before going to the school exam, and you will rock there, right? Okay, so these are the different general features of Swiflearn, and now let us find out what are the key features of Swiflearn. So first of all, we keep the detailed progress report of each and every student. So in this progress report, you will be able to understand where you how you are improving and how you are doing in the classes. So what is your understanding capacity, how you are doing the competition with your peer group, okay, with your other students, and in which topic you were already totally prepared, and which topic you need to focus more, so that you can get the full marks. So these are the different things which are included within the progress report, and in certain interval they will go to you, those feedback will go to you, so that you will be able to understand where you are lagging, and actually you will be able to improve yourself, right? Secondly, we have the Swiflearn academic test series, in short, which we call as the SATs, where you will be able to perform, and you will understand where you are ranking internationally. Fine. So thirdly, which we have is a lot of practice test. Okay, so after completing each and every topic of all the subjects, you can take those practice tests, you can perform there. So those actually include all the objective type of question as well as the subjective type of question. So objective may include the MCQs, filling the blanks, match the column, true false, one word, and all. So you will be able to like write it out, or you can solve all those questions again and again, so that there will be no confusion about any sort of concept of your topic, right? So it will help you to improve as well, and also know more. As well as another very important thing is the subjective test, right? So we also have the subjective test where you can perform, you can write down your answer and give it to us. We have a very good group of teacher who will see your answer, and we will give you the tips how to improve your subjective answers, right? What are the key points you need to include, how to write the answer, what are the different tricks or the tips to write the answer properly and get the full marks, so that you will never lose any marks in in your school exam as well as the board exam. So this type of test series also we have. So these are the key features of Swiflearn. So to experience all of them, please book a free trial class now. So the admission is going now for the coming new session, right? So please book a free trial class and experience all these features with Swiflearn and also learn with Swiflearn. I'm pretty sure that you will be able to learn a lot of things. Okay, so please subscribe our channel as you already have done, some of you, and those who have not done, please subscribe it now and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the updates of the upcoming classes. So all the classes of the Swiflearn you will be able to see over here of the different topics and the different subjects, right? So please be with Swiflearn, be with us, and like, comment, and share with your friends and family members. Now let us move on to the topic of today, right? So what is the topic of today? As I've already mentioned that we are doing the topic of CBSE class 8, that is the star and the solar system. So over here we have already finished with two of the sessions where we have studied about the moon, the different phases of the moon, as well as what are the different things or the celestial bodies which are present in the solar system, how they are moving around each other, what they are causing actually, what are the different effects we have already studied, and the detailed study of each and every planets of the solar system we have done in the previous session, right? So these are the different things which we have already discussed, and I am pretty sure that you all remember it, right? So I guess many of you have already joined in this session, and if not, please quickly join so that we can discuss a lot of thing about the solar system and stars. And definitely today's session will be we will discuss about the very small portion of this chapter, which is the remaining portion, and we will recall whatever we have already studied in the previous session, and I'm pretty sure that it is very much interesting to you also. Okay, so please join quickly. Chalo, let us now find out what we will study today. Okay, so in today's session, we will mainly discuss about the asteroids. Okay, secondly, the comets. Thirdly, we will study what are the meteors and meteorites. What are the difference between the meteors and meteorites, and why we are giving the different names of the celestial bodies, or the different remnants, or the we can see the debris which are present in the solar system, right? So how they are different from each other, and that is why we are giving the different names, right? So these we will mainly study the meteor shower. What is it? A beautiful thing which happens over in the solar system. We will study about this also. And finally, we will study about the artificial satellite. So in the very first session, we have already discussed a lot about the detail of the main natural satellite of Earth, right? So that is the moon, the different phases of the moon, how it is going round and round the Earth. So everything we have discussed, and what is the actual surface of the moon consist of, or how it looks like. So we have already studied all these things. So today mainly we will focus on the artificial satellite, and what are the different artificial satellites which were first launched from the all over the world, and also from India. Okay, so these are the different things which we will study, as well as what is the role of the different artificial satellites, right? So these are the different things which we will mainly discuss in today's session. So all of you are ready now? Yes. Chalo. So first now let us recall some of the question answer which we have already studied in the last two sessions. Okay. So quickly tell me this answer. The stars, the planets, the moon, and many other objects in the sky, what are they actually called? Yes. Can you tell me what are the different things which are present in the sky we can see from here? Mainly, they are very much visible during the very clear sky, and during the night time, we can see the beautiful twinkling stars, and sometimes the one or two planets, mainly the Venus, we can see from here, and also definitely the moon. Yeah, and during the daytime, we can see the sun. So, these are the different objects which are present in the sky. So, what are they actually known as? Yes, these heavenly bodies, they have a particular name. Can you tell me? Yes, they are known as the celestial objects. ठीक है? Or celestial body also you can say. Fine. Okay. Now let's move on to the second question. So we have already discussed about the different shapes of the moon which we see during the different days, right? Throughout the whole month, if you uh, just see the moon, observe the moon, and if you just note it down in a paper, you will be able to see that the starting from the very beginning, it is the new moon where no moon will be seen in the sky. Okay, because of the shadow cast on the moon, and that is why it is not be getting the light of the sun, and that is not, it is not illuminated, and we cannot see it from the earth's surface. Fine. Secondly, a little bit later, 1 or 2 days after, you can see a very little portion of the moon which we call the waxing crescent. Okay, so it is the growing phase of the moon. Okay, then after some days we can see just the half of the moon which we call as the first quarter. Okay, then after 1 or 2 days again we will be able to see like 70% of the moon which is illuminated by the light of the sun, and we call it as the gibbous moon, right? And obviously when it is increasing we call it as the waxing gibbous. Okay, then after 2 3 days we will find out in the 14th day or 15th day we can find the whole moon, that is a bright moon in the sky we can see, that is known as the full moon. Yes, again the shadow will form on the moon, and the we can say the reducing portion or the phases will start, and first we will see the gibbous moon, फिर से थोड़ा सा छोटा हो जाएगा, and we will see the third quarter, और थोड़ा छोटा होगा तो हमने क्या देखेंगे, the waning crescent, and finally again the new moon, that means no moon at all, it will be totally disappeared in the sky, right? So what are these various shapes of the brighter part of the moon seen during the month are known as? Quickly say, let me see who can give me the correct answer. Yes, it is known as the, these are all known as the phases of moon. ठीक है? Clear है? You all remember now? Yes, we have already discussed all this in the previous session. So please give me the answer over here. Okay. Chalo. So now let us move on to certain facts which we have to remember. They're mainly the distances. Okay. So 1 AU or 1 astronomical unit is equal to what? How many meter? Just translate it into meter, and that will be very good, Harneet. Yes, that is the phases of the moon. Very good. Okay, great. So, what is it actually the distance between the Earth from the Sun? Can you tell me the average distance between the Earth from the Sun? Yeah, we have already discussed in the previous session. Remember? Yes, Harneet, can you tell me? Yes, beta. And also, let us move on to the next question. Also, let me tell you all the questions so that you can think and write it properly one after another in the chat box. Okay. So, next is the 1 light year is equal to how many kilometer you have to write. Okay. And thirdly, you have to write that 1 light year is equal to how many astronomical unit. Okay. So, remember, yes, how we actually measure the distance between the heavenly bodies in the solar system and obviously in the universe. Yes. Okay, you forgot. No issue, no issue. So let me tell you the answers of all of them. So 1 AU or 1 astronomical unit is known as is equal to 1.50 into 10 to the power 11 meter. Okay, please note it down and remember this. Okay. Okay, chalo. And next is 1 light year is equal to how many kilometer? Can you remember it? Yes, it will be 9.4607 into 10 to the power 12 kilometer. Okay, please note it down again. Yeah, you have to remember all these things. Okay, and the last one is 1 light year is equal to dash astronomical unit, that will be 63,241 astronomical unit. Okay, thank you, Vita. ठीक है, you have already noted, I guess. Chalo, let us move on to the next question. So, dash star that does not appear to move because it lies almost exactly above the Earth's northern axis, or we can say like just above the North Pole, we can see this star. Can you tell me what is the name of that star? Yes. Let me give you some time. You just type it in the chat box and let me repeat the next question for you. Let me read out for you. Next is the stars forming a group. Okay, and remember we have studied about them. Okay, so the group, when they form the different types of recognizable shapes. It can be the shape of the hunter or warrior, sometimes the uh, bear. Yeah, so do you know what are they actually known as? Yes, they are, the total groups of the stars are commonly called as dash. So you have to remember, you have to just remind it and write it down in the chat box. Let me see who can give me the correct answer first. Okay, chalo, let's move on to the third filling the blanks. That is, there are dash planets that revolve around the sun. It's a very easy question, very easy sentence. How many planets are there in our solar system? Just you have to write it. Okay. Yes, yes, Harnit, it will be the pole star. Okay, it is in the north, but the name of the star is the pole star. ठीक है? Okay, chalo. So, and the last question is the time taken by the planet to complete one revolution, that is one revolution around the sun, is called its dash. What will be the answer? Yes, let me find out who can give me the second answer quickly. Quickly give me the second answer, beta. The stars forming a group that has a recognizable shape, they are called what? Remember the beautiful pictures which we already studied, we have seen in the last class. They are known as the constellation. Yes, remember? Okay, now quickly give me how many the answer of how many planets are there revolving around the sun. Yes, Arnett. Yes, how many planets are there in our solar system? Excluding the dwarf planets, you just have to give me the just the count of the planets. How many of them? Yes, the Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. So, कितना हुआ? 8, right? Yes, the 8 planets are revolving around the sun. Okay. Now, coming to the last question, the time taken by a planet to complete one revolution. It is known as the period of what? It is known as the period of revolution. Okay. So, what is the period of revolution of the Earth around the sun? Remember, it is 365 and 1/4 day. Okay. Chalo. So, let us now focus on the names of the planet. I have already said, quickly tell me the names of the planet in the solar system, starting from the very nearby planet, which is staying very close to the sun, and going farther away. What is the name of the first planet? Yes. And also, we have already studied about the planets, which we can again divide them into the two main categories, that is the inner planet and the outer planet. Remember, the first 4 planets which are nearby to the sun, they are known as the inner planet, which are mainly made up of the rocks, right? Okay. And the farther away, starting from the Jupiter to Neptune, which are a little bit farther away from the sun, those are the outer planets, mainly made up of the different gases. Okay. So quickly let us find out what are the names of the different planets. We can see over here. Yes, the very first one is starting from Mercury. Okay. Next, remember, what is the next planet? Venus. Fine. Chalo. Coming to the third one. What is the third planet? Where we live? Yeah. Only where the life is possible. That is the Earth. Chalo. Coming to the next one. What is the fourth planet? It is the Mars. Okay. Chalo. Now coming to the fifth one. The largest planet in the solar system. Yes. Who will tell me? This one? Yes, the Jupiter. Okay, and a very faint ring is there around the Jupiter. Okay, now coming to the beautiful planet having a very nice ring. What is this called? Just after the Jupiter? It is the Saturn. Okay, now just after the Saturn, what is the planet which is present over here? We can see starting from the U, that is Uranus. And the last one, that is the farthest from the sun, is known as the, its name is Neptune. Okay, after that Pluto is also there, but Pluto is the dwarf planet. We have already mentioned this in the last session, right? So these are the main 8 planets which are present in the solar system. Hi, Mythic Psycho, what is your actual name, if we can know? Okay, chalo. So these are the main 8 planets in the solar system, starting from the Mercury. It is the Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Okay, so these are the main 8 planets in our solar system. Clear hai? So I guess you will be able to remember the names. Now, let us start with a new thing which we will study today. That is the different things other than the satellite, the natural satellite, the stars, and the planets. Okay, there are also the various types of celestial bodies which are continuously going or revolving around the sun. Okay, so we will study mainly about those things. So they are also the different members of the solar system. Okay, so you have not, I guess you have not studied about them before. So can you see over here in this clear picture that some different rocks, there is a belt formed over here? Yes, having the very small rocks. It seems to be very small, but actually in the, if you see them, it is not that much small. Okay, so what is this belt called, do you know? Asteroid belt. Okay, so can you please see over here in this picture, have you ever noticed something which is a little bit different from whatever we have already studied in the previous sessions? We have only studied about the natural satellites, means the moons, how many moons are present in the different planets we have already discussed, as well as the different planets and the whole details of the various planets, as well as the sun and the different stars. So what is this portion? Have you ever seen or seen in any images, or have you ever wondered what are these present? It is present, you can see here, in the gap between this Mars and the Jupiter, right? So from here we can see that these are very small than that of the planets, and just compare the size of the different planets and these rock particles. These are very small, right? What are these? These are known as the asteroids. Okay, so this is a gap which is in between the gap of this Mars and Jupiter. We can find another belt who is also continuously revolving around the sun, that is the asteroids. Okay, so what are asteroids? We will study it now. So mainly this asteroid seems to be like the planets, but they are very small than that of the planets. So sometimes they can be called the minor planets, sometimes they can be called as the planeroids, or yes, planeroids or minor planets. Okay, so how they are formed? They were formed during the time when the whole solar system was formed, during the time of the formation of the solar system, like about 4.6 billion years ago, or like 5 billion years ago. There were the different remnants which were left over. Okay, and those remnants consist of the large, huge rock particles, and they form the asteroids. So we cannot see the asteroids with the help of the microscope, I guess, right? Yeah, so these are huge, so we can see only with the help of the telescope. Okay, which are also revolving around the sun. Clear? So we can see that these asteroids can be of the different sizes. Okay, so it can be as large as that of the diameter will have like 530 kilometers, as well as it can be very small as that of the diameter of 10 meters. Okay, so it actually varies from one another, and we can see over here it is forming a belt like structure in the solar system, and they are not having a particular shape, they are having the different irregular shapes, and from the outer side we can see that it seems to be the rocks, right? Exactly. Now, if we combine the whole mass of all the different this rock particles or the asteroids, okay, all the asteroids, if we uh, keep it together and if we just measure the mass, then we will see that their whole mass will be lesser than that of the mass of the moon also. Okay, so what is our natural satellite? Obviously the moon. So the mass which are together forming of that of those asteroids, the total mass will be less than that of the mass of the moon. Clear hai? So have you got an idea ki why these are not called as the planets and why these are the rock particles? What are they forming the belt, and they are also going round and round the sun, and they are, what are they made up of? They are mainly made up of the rocks. ठीक है, चलो. Now let us move on to the next interesting thing, that is comets. So have you ever heard about the comets, or have you ever seen comet? The very bright thing and having a tail. Okay, so these comets are actually another type, another celestial body which is present in the solar system. Now they have the structure having a head and a tail. Okay, and the tail actually varies. Okay, so there is a long tail, and when the comets actually go towards the sun, the tail actually elongates, and when they are far away from the sun, their tail will be very less, or it may be very short. Okay, so these are the comets which are also the cosmic snowballs. Okay, so what are they made up of? They are actually made up of the frozen gases, rocks and dust particles, and also they are revolving around the sun on their own orbits. So I will show you the orbit of these comets. They are highly elliptical. Okay, so can you see over here, this is the green colored orbit which is shown over here. These are highly elliptical orbit where we can see the various comets, right? Can you see the various comets? Now, can you see over here or distinguish the different shape and size of the comets? So, when they are away from the sun, when they are far away from the sun, they seems to be very just a dot or just like circular. But when they are coming towards the sun or it is nearby to the sun, they are having their distinct head and tail. Okay, and always remember the head will be towards the sun. Okay, it will be facing towards the sun, and the tail will be facing away from the sun. So if I consider this comet, definitely this portion will be the head of the comet, and this portion will be the tail of the comet. Okay, and when they are appearing towards the sun, what will happen? Their size of the tail will start elongating. Okay, it will start increasing. Clear up to this much? Any question till now? Yes, no? Okay, now let me tell you which is the most common comet which can be seen after every 76 years, that is the Halley's comet. Okay, other than this, the different other comets are also there. Another name we can say the Shoemaker's Levi 9 comet, that is also another comet. Okay, now this Halley's comet was for last seen in 1986. So if I think about after 76 years, we will again see this comet, which we are approximately we can see this. Yes, any idea? We can see this in the year of 2062, like that. Yes. Okay, wait for that. Okay, chalo. So now let's move on to the third type of body which we again see in this solar system. Have you ever seen this bright streaks of light across the sky any time? Yes, generally seen in the night sky. Have you ever noticed this one? Do you know what are they called? Yes, we can see them for a very short period of time, just a fraction of a second. You can see that, and again they disappear. Okay, so what are they actually called? They are known as the meteors. Okay, so what are these meteors? These are the bright streaks of light in the sky which are commonly called the shooting star. So we call them as the shooting star because it seems to be that much bright like the stars, and they are going from one place to another just like shooting. Somebody is shooting. Okay. So that is why we call them as the shooting star, but they are actually not the stars. Okay, so they are also made up of the various remnants or the debris which are formed during the formation of the solar system. Clear hai? So they are known as the meteors. And when the meteors actually come on the Earth's surface, we call them as the meteorites. Clear hai? Now, why do you think that these are also made up of the rocks and the different debris or the remnants of the rock particles like the asteroids, but they glow? Or we can say they appears to glow. Why is it so? Any idea? Anybody? Yes, because when they come in contact with the Earth's atmosphere, what will happen due to their high speed and the friction with the air, they heat up, and as a result they seems to glow and evaporate quickly, and that is why we can see them as the shooting star. Okay, and we can see them for a very short period of time, definitely, because due to the huge friction they will heat up, glow and evaporate. Okay, so all of these will happen very quickly. Clear hai? So that is why they seems to be glowing. Now some of these meteors are very large, and so they can reach the earth also, and before they evaporate totally. Okay, so the body that reaches the earth's surface or the earth are known as the meteorites. Okay, so up to this much clear है? Asteroid क्या है, comet क्या है, meteors क्या है, and meteorite क्या है? Right? Is there any confusion? No? Okay, now we will study about a beautiful thing which we call as the meteor shower. Okay, so these are the celestial event which in which the number of meteors are observed at a same time. Okay, and all of them are starting or originating from a single point. Fine. So these meteors are caused by the streams of the cosmic debris, definitely, and the meteoroids enter the Earth's atmosphere. Okay, so they are entering the Earth's atmosphere with a very high speed. Fine. So this is all about the meteors and the meteorites. Clear? Eh? Yes, isn't it very interesting? Right? Chalo. Now let us move on to the next topic of today's session, that is the different other satellites. We have already studied a lot about the moon, that is the Earth's natural satellite. So, how the surface of the moon is, why life is not possible over there, why we cannot survive over there because there is no air at all, right? So, a lot of things, and also the position of the moon as well as the different phases of the moon. We have already discussed all these things, right? So, in the previous session. Now we will mainly discuss about the other satellites. Is there any other natural satellite of the Earth? No, the other satellites are man made. Okay, so the Earth also sent some of the man made or artificial satellites which also revolve around the Earth like the moon. So they revolve around the Earth on their own orbits. So moon is there in its own orbit, but the artificial satellites which are sent from the different countries of the world, they go and revolve around the earth and give the various sort of information to us so that we will be able to understand a lot of things. Okay, so the natural, always remember, we can like categorize the satellite into two main types, the natural and the man-made satellite. The natural satellite is the moon, and the man-made satellite, we will study a lot of them. For example, the very first the man-made satellite or artificial satellite was Sputnik 1, okay, which was first sent from the country Kazakhstan. Okay, Kazakhstan is the former Soviet Union. Okay, it was sent in the year of 1958, and the very first natural artificial satellite which was sent from India, from our country, is Aryabhatta. Okay, so it was sent first in 1978. Okay, so we will study about the more names of this satellite. Before that, let us find out what are these satellites and how they revolve around the earth. So if they are going to the distance of the moon, then obviously they will tend to collide with each other, right? So that is why they are not going towards the moon, right? They are much closer than that of the moon towards the earth's surface. Okay, so it is much closer towards the earth, and obviously they have their different orbits, that is in which they continuously revolve around the earth, and they are launched from the earth itself. Okay, so these are all the different artificial satellite which we can see, and we can see the various elliptical orbit. Yes, you can see the various elliptical orbit, like following which or along with which the different natural satellites are revolving around the earth. Clear? Yes, let us now find out the different names of the artificial satellites. So first, Indian artificial satellite, as I have already said, that is the Aryabhatta. Then is INSAT, IRS, Kalpana 1, EduSat. Sputnik 1 was the very first satellite, artificial satellite, uh, which was sent from the Earth. Okay, not from India, but Kazakhstan. Okay, which was former Soviet Union. Fine, in the year 1958. Okay, you can just write down this extra information. Okay, and Aryabhatta was first sent from India in the year of 1975. Clear hai up to this much? Yes. If you have any question, please ask me. Now let us find out the last portion of today's chapter, that is the role of this artificial satellite, the application of the artificial satellite, why they are sent to the space, and what are the different things they look after and give the information about. Definitely the very first thing is the weather forecasting. How is the weather in the different countries and the different location is going on all over the world. They give the information to the earth, and accordingly we can prepare for the various types of natural calamities as well as other different things, right? Then they used to transmit the television and the radio signal. Okay, thirdly they help in the telecommunication, and fourthly, very important, that is the remote sensing. So all these are the main application of the artificial satellite. Fine. So this is all about this chapter. We have already completed this chapter with the 3 sessions. I guess you have already understood whatever we have discussed, right? So quickly now tell me the answers of this question. Okay, so my first question is definition of comet. Please give me a proper definition of comet. What are comets? Anyone in the chat box? Let me see who can give me the correct definition of comet. Okay. Secondly, you have to define the satellite. What are satellite? Fine. And thirdly, give some application of the artificial satellite, which we have already mentioned or discussed in today's session. So what are comets? Yes, these are the cosmic snowballs of frozen gases, rocks and dust that orbit around the sun, right? Now you can also give some of the example like Halley's comet. Okay, so this is one example of the comet. Now coming to the satellite, what are satellites? Anything which is revolving around the different planets are known as the satellites, right? So satellites can be of two types, natural and artificial satellite. Moon is our natural satellite, you can mention this also, right? Now, coming to the third question, list some of the application of the artificial satellite. What will you write over here? What are the application? Telecommunication, sending the different signals from television and radio, right? It helps to see the weather forecasting as well as the remote sensing, right? So these are the some of the application of the artificial satellite. Fine. Now let us move on to a case based question. So this is also very important, right? So let us first read out the question. Most people blame the stars and the planets in their horoscope for being unsuccessful in their lives. Do you also think so? Hmm? Okay, let me find it. Sam is one of them. He believes that positioning of the Saturn is in the wrong place in his horoscope, and this is the reason of his bad performance in the studies, of bad result in the studies. Okay, so let me ask you some of the questions from here. What you can conclude? Let me see. First is my first question is, what are the heavenly bodies? This is a very common and a very straightforward question. What are the heavenly bodies? Can you tell me quickly? What are the heavenly bodies? Okay, so all the different bodies, which are the celestial objects, which are made up, which include the sun, the earth, the other different planets, as well as the satellites, which are continuously present in the uh, solar system, they are the, or in the universe, we can also say, they are the different heavenly bodies. Okay, now, do you really think that these heavenly bodies play an important role in our failure or success? Let me see. What do you believe? Do you really think that here what Sam is thinking, that his horoscope is having some different position of the Saturn, and that is why he is not getting a good result from the studies? Is it possible? No, it is really not possible. So, for getting successful in life or be successful in life, what you have to do, you have to work hard, right? Whatever work it can be. Chalo. Now, let us move on to the third question. Have you ever heard this kind of things from anybody, like regarding your failure or success, or before doing any auspicious work? And if you really have heard it, from whom have you heard it? I have heard it from many people. Mainly, I have heard it from my grandparents and all. In the previously, they used to believe these types of things, right? That there is the different positioning in the of the different planets or anything in the horoscope, and that is why your performance is not going great, or you were lagging something, so you were not successful, है ना? So I guess you also have heard about these things, right? Okay, so what type of value we can see over here, which was shown by Sam? Any idea? We can see that Sam, because he was believing about those horoscope and the positioning of all these heavenly bodies, which has some effects on his performance. So over here, we can conclude that the Sam was like superstitious. He was not having any belief on his work. Yes, definitely. No confidence on his work, or we can say like a bit more orthodox, right? So, and as he's not getting the good results, so he's blaming the plants, right? So these are the different answers. So we can see this type of values or this type of characteristic features in Sam. Okay, so let us move on to the very good facts now, the very funny facts, or we can say the amazing facts in the universe. So, millions and millions of meteoroids travel through the Earth's atmosphere each day. We are not aware of it, right? Yes. The appearance of a number of meteors occurring in the same part of the sky over a period of time is called the meteor shower. I have already shown you the picture of the meteor shower, right? So, most meteorites are one of the three types. Okay, either they are stony fully, secondly they can be stony and iron, and thirdly it will be fully of iron. Okay, no mixture. So this composition tells us where the meteoroid existed in its parent body. So an iron or stony iron was close to the core of the asteroid. Okay, while the stony object is closer to the surface of it. Fine. So these are the funny facts you can remember. Okay, for more information. So I guess you have already understood whatever we have discussed in today's session as well as the whole chapter, right? So today we have mainly discussed about the asteroids, comets, meteor and meteorites, then meteor shower. I have shown you all the pictures. So remember, with the help of the picture also you will be able to understand and remember them properly, and also you will be able to write down the characteristics, remember the properties of them correctly. And also we have studied about the artificial satellite. So these are the main things which we have already discussed in today's session. So hopefully you have all understood all these things, right? So thank you for staying with us, staying with Swiflearn and staying with my class. Okay, so we will again meet in the next class with a new topic. Okay, so if you have not subscribed our channel, please subscribe our channel in YouTube and press the bell icon, and you will get the update of all the upcoming classes of Swiflearn. Right? So stay with Swiflearn, like, comment, and share with all your friends and family members. And we will again meet in the next class. Okay, with a new topic. We will discuss a lot of things. So till then, bye bye. Stay safe. Take care.